This is a stimulus update and daily news report. Got some big important updates to share with you. President Biden had a 2-hour conversation with the president of China about Russia. Russia says to the US, we have the might to put you in your place. And Congress members have made millions of dollars from trading stocks directly related to the war in Ukraine. Is it fair to do so? I'll give you more details on that. One state has just approved a 30-day gas tax suspension. And when it comes to stimulus, new $500 direct payments could go out to thousands under new proposal, and new $1,300 payments could go out to 700,000 people under proposal. See if you qualify, and I'll give you some other important updates as well. Hope you're having a wonderful weekend. If you appreciate the fact-based, fast-paced updates, hit the like button down below. And I'm giving $200 to my subscribers. I'll talk more about that later on in the video. But first, Federal Reserve approves first interest rate hike in more than 3 years, sees 6 more ahead. So the Fed approved a 0.25 percentage point rate hike, the first increase since December 2018, and officials indicated an aggressive path forward with rate rises coming at each remaining 6 meetings in 2022. So we're going to start to see a lot of different changes going on in the economy, starting off with rate hikes. Mortgage prices are going to get higher, as well as anything else related to interest. So President Biden used his call with Xi to lay out consequences for China if it supports Russia's attack on Ukraine. So it was a 2-hour conversation between President Biden and President Xi Jinping of China. And this is following a 7-hour conversation between other delegates of both countries regarding the conflict going on in Ukraine. Take a look at this video clip right here explaining more.
The White House says the U.S. is watching China's actions closely as Russia reportedly asked Beijing for military aid. CNBC senior White House correspondent Kayla Tausche continues our coverage tonight on President Biden's high-stakes video call with President Xi. Kayla?
Shep, it was a nearly 2-hour conversation today following an intense and lengthy exchange between the National Security Advisor and his counterpart in Rome this week. A senior administration official described today's call as substantive and direct, with President Biden outlining the U.S. assessment of the situation in Ukraine and the coordinated pain wrought on Russia's economy by allies and the private sector. But the readouts from each side showed a tale of 2 very different conversations. The Chinese summary, which it began releasing 20 minutes before the call even ended, highlighted Biden saying the U.S. does not seek a new Cold War with China. It does not aim to change China's system. The revitalization of its alliances is not targeted at China. The U.S. does not support Taiwan independence, and it has no intention to seek a conflict with China. By contrast, the U.S. summary, released 4 hours after the call concluded, said the focus of the conversation was on Russia's invasion of Ukraine and the implications and consequences if China provides material support to Russia as it conducts brutal attacks against Ukrainian cities and civilians. Today, the White House acknowledged that President Biden stopped short of asking Xi not to assist Russia, saying Beijing will have to make its own call.
China has to make a decision for themselves about where they want to stand and how they want the history books to look at them and view their actions. And that is a decision for President Xi and the Chinese to make.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken has said China is already on the wrong side of history for not condemning the invasion. Officials today would not say whether in today's call President Xi described Russia's actions as an invasion at all. Shep?
What are your thoughts on that? China is in a difficult situation because they're very friendly with Russia. They have good business relationships with the U.S. What are they going to do? Let me know your thoughts on all that down in the comments below. When it comes to Russia, man, Russia is just an outlaw right now. Russia warns United States, we have the might to put you in your place. Really harsh warning right there. So this is after President Biden calls Putin a thug, a war criminal, a bunch of other bad names. So what's saying here is Dmitry Medvedev, who was the president between 2008 and 2012, saying, it will not work. Russia has the might to put all of our brash enemies in their place. What does that mean? Does that mean, are these empty threats? Is Russia crazy enough to do something nuclear? Let me know your thoughts on that. It's getting really heated. And Russia also warns anyone transporting weapons to Ukraine is a legitimate military target. So to clarify, when it says anyone, it's within the country of Ukraine. It doesn't mean that if the US is transporting weapons to Ukraine that US is a target, just that those weapons are a target inside of Ukraine, which Russia is targeting a lot of those supply chains and convoy, and basically everything in Ukraine is up for grabs for Russia, unfortunately. Moving on to stimulus and COVID relief. So Dr. Fauci says officials need more than $22.5 billion for COVID relief response. So what's going on here? In an interview, Dr. Fauci said that the officials need more than $22.5 billion, which is what the White House originally requested from Congress, but that has changed, saying that I have to tell you we need more than that. We will not be able to do the kind of research to address the inevitable next variant if we don't get the funding that we're talking about. Is COVID on its way out? Do we need that much money? Is that money going to be used properly? Well, according to Nancy Pelosi, it's actually a much higher number, what she's asking for. So Pelosi says White House should request $45 billion in new COVID aid. So what Nancy Pelosi said here is, I think they should double what they I think they should double what they ask for, because even when they were asking for like 20 some billion, it was only going to get us to June. So basically saying the 22.5 billion is just going to last a few months, and Nancy Pelosi saying that they need to double it and they need more, which is going to be used for COVID relief. So it's mainly no stimulus checks, but mainly for testing, vaccine, and therapeutic needs of the U.S. and larger global community. Is this a right use of money? If we look at the COVID cases right now, this is what's going on in the U.S. You can see we had the huge peak there, and maybe now that the weather's getting warmer or the next variant is sleeping, getting ready to wake up, but yesterday's cases was 36,000. It's actually lower. Probably maybe almost a year ago it's been that low. So it's at a really low. Do we need this much money to go towards COVID? Is COVID done? Is life going to get back to normal? Let me know your thoughts on all that down in the comments below. When it comes to Build Back Better, that is in limbo, as it has been for many months. So Build Back Better is in limbo. Without its social programs, the economy will be too. So it was rebranded as the Building a Better America, and President Biden has been going around touting its benefits, going to different conferences, different rallies, all different states around the country. But there's really nothing going on there. There hasn't been any legislation put forward. They haven't come to an agreement with Joe Manchin. Joe Manchin has said that there's almost been no conversations going on. So when it comes to a big stimulus reconciliation package, not happening, but also it is an election year, so we may see something closer to elections, especially in the form of stimulus checks. When it comes to stimulus checks, your state taxes on groceries, income, gas, and more could soon be slashed. So because of the rising prices, inflation really high, gas prices, food prices, everything is just skyrocketing through the roof. This article goes through a lot of different proposals going on in different states. So it's talking about the gas tax, which I'll go over in a moment, which state has just approved it. So this, excuse me, this could be anywhere from 20 cents to 60 cents on the state. When it comes to state income tax, so they could slash that rate, which could be at like 3.9% for certain states. Some states like Florida and Las Vegas have zero state income tax. And then property taxes, they could cut that for anyone who owns land. Sales tax, whenever you're purchasing things, that could be cut. And grocery tax, for example, a bill in Mississippi has reduced the grocery tax from 7% to 5%. So that could be something we see too, meaning that for every $100 you spend, you're going to save $2, which would have gone through taxes. So those are the type of things this article is talking about. But what is actually happening here is Maryland's gas tax now suspended for 30 days. So this has been approved, officially approved. The bill suspends Maryland's gas tax of 36 cents a gallon for 30 days. That means a driver of a vehicle with a 12-gallon tank could save about $4.32 a fill-up. Let me know down in the comments below, is that a good idea? Should more states adopt this type of gas tax suspension for 30 days? Should it be longer? Should it be until inflation is over, until gas prices are down? Let me know your thoughts on that. Is $4.32 per fill up. Is that a good amount? I guess it all depends on how much you fill up your tank, but let me know your thoughts on all that down in the comments below. When it comes to other stimulus, new $500 direct payments could go out to thousands under proposal. This is going on in Minnesota, so for most Minnesotans, this $500 check will be eligible for any individual who makes less than $164,000 a year, which is a pretty big number, and then couples making less than $273,000 would get a $1,000 stimulus check or energy relief check, tax rebate check, whatever you want to call it, basically $500 to $1,000 for Minnesotans there. And then new $1,300 payments could go out to 700,000 people under proposal. This is going on in Alaska due to the energy costs that are rising, especially the cost to heat up individuals' homes are rising as well. So they are proposing a $1,300 payment to all Alaskans here, so to help out with energy costs, because even though it's warming up in certain areas, like I'm in South Carolina, it's in the 70s now, Alaska will stay cold for many months. They have much longer winters, shorter summers. So that's going on in Alaska. And then fourth stimulus check 2022, deadline to claim $5,000 is just 1 month away. What this is talking about, if you had a baby in 2021, you get $5,000 for having that baby, basically. And the deadline to get it is April 18th, as it is with all taxes, or if you wanted to claim any previous stimulus money, April 18th is the deadline there. And when it comes to Congress, I'm really curious. I want to get your opinion on this. So lawmakers make stock trades days before Russian invasion of Ukraine, and they have made over $7 million. Is this insider trading? Is this fair? Is it fair play? Let me know your thoughts on all this down in the comments below. Here, take a look at this video clip right here.
Well, the crisis in Ukraine has rattled investors on Wall Street and in Washington as well. Our CNBC analysis of financial disclosures from members of Congress found that more than a dozen reported trades, either their own or by their spouse or child, in sectors that were directly affected by the war in Ukraine. We estimate that those trades totaled $7.7 million since February 1st. Almost all of that was in energy and utility stocks, $7.4 million in names like Exxon, Kinder Morgan, and Occidental Petroleum. Next were cybersecurity stocks like CrowdStrike and Akamai at $220,000, followed by defense, including Lockheed Martin, as well as Raytheon. Now, GOP Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene purchased shares of Lockheed along with Chevron and NextEra Energy 2 days before the Russian invasion. On the day of the attack, she tweeted this, quote, "War is big business to our leaders." Now, a spokesman said all her trades are conducted by an investment advisor, and she didn't even know about them until they got reported in the media. However, all of the members who responded to our question said that their portfolios are handled by third parties and that they are not personally or actively trading, but they and their families do get the benefit if these bets pay off. And so, guys, that's why there's been so much pressure from the public and from within Congress's own ranks to tighten the rules. Back to you.
So if you weren't aware, the military-industrial complex, basically it means that a lot of people, defense contractors, make money off of war. War is a big business, and people who know those defense contractors know if there's a war going to happen, they make a lot of money too. So in this case, Congress members, they're claiming that they didn't know someone's handling their stock trades. Do you believe them? Is there any corruption here? Should there be consequences? Should Congress members not be allowed to trade stocks, especially since they're making like $7 million here? Let me know your thoughts on all that. It's a very interesting situation. Personally, my opinion, I don't think Congress members should trade stocks. I think index funds, ETFs are fine, but individual stocks, I don't think it's fair. But that's just my opinion. Let me know your thoughts on that. And that is all the news that I have for you today to hopefully cheer you up a bit. Here's my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Hi guys, I'm going to give you the 5 positive tips to make you start your day and make you be positive and grateful as much as you can. So first, stay happy, stay strong, and have good vibes, and do great to others when they do great to you. And also, you know this one, be nice to others when you be nice to them. Bye.
Thank you so much for watching, and I appreciate your support. To show my appreciation, I'm doing another round of $200 checks to my subscribers. I'm going to announce it in tomorrow's video, so stay tuned for that. I'll give you all the details if you're looking to get a $200 check, which I've pretty much do almost every month now. Just want to give back to the Wise Flies community, and hopefully you have a great rest of your weekend. If you want to check out any of my other videos, my other channels, you can click up here, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching.